Alright, I thought I would do something a little different. So, it does look a little bit weird when it's in full screen, but I had to do it for the sake of the recording. Just bear with me. Looks a little goofy on here. But as you can tell, that's it's a mod pack. One of the mod packs of all times, one could say. Stone block. So I'll just create a world and I'll sort of explain as I go. As you can see, I did set up a world and sort of see what's going on. I haven't gotten too far. Haven't even gotten anything past like growing trees, which is surprisingly not that far in. But anyways, waiting for it to load. Waiting for it to load. 0%. It vanishes. Okay. What percentage is that? Okay, loading. Okay. And it's 100. Okay. Alright. So, here we are. Got a little quest book right here. I've got some things. Don't worry about those. Those will go away. So yes, it does have multiplayer functionality, but we will be ignoring that. Quest line, start. Punch stone with an empty hand. Make sure not to have it in the second slot because, well, I'll show you what happens if you get into the second slot. It gets filled up with stone pebbles. See, it doesn't punch as fast. You have to punch with empty hand. It has a chance to give pebbles, but it's not perfect. Oh. So yeah, sometimes it gives 4, sometimes it gives 2. Just depends what it's feeling like. You might be wondering, okay, but why are we going after the pebbles? And then loot chests, I'm not claiming those for the time being. It's completely random, and I don't have anywhere to put the nonsense, so... Okay. That gives a cobblestone. Alright, stone crafting table. Let's put this here. Okay. Quest complete. Next quest. Dirt. My boy wondering, okay. How do I get dirt? Well, it is quite simple. Keep getting those stone pebbles. Oh, wait. Yep, forgot to put in the third slot. So now I have 2 stone rods. Note, these are not sticks. They're significantly worse. But now, I can take my pebbles, put them like so, and the rods like so, hammer. I'll just put this in the second slot. Now this is like a pickaxe. This is what the stone rods are for. It's the only time I will ever use the stone rods again, basically. So now I have cobblestone, so much more convenient than pebbles. Don't touch the pebbles again. Okay. But I need to get dirt. That's what the quest line is saying. So I will place this down. What the hammer does is it degrades the material, so to speak. So stone to cobblestone to gravel And then gravel becomes dirt. Dirt becomes sand, which becomes dust, and then you don't get lower than dust. So we'll need to get a whole bunch of dirt to proceed to the next phase. Because, as you might have noticed, the stone rods are rather inefficient, and I don't want to have to replace this hammer with those rods. So, now that we have our dirt, we have to use this, and then the recipe goes like that. And then part of the mod pack is it stores the recipe, so feel free to gather some materials and then put them in like that. Oh, miscounted. Oh well, it's fine. And place the dirt, and use this. Okay, we've got a couple different sapling types. Let's see. Are there any? Yes, I'm missing acacia, okay. Okay, I will keep doing this until I have acacia. Let's see. Nope, still missing acacia. All right, there we go. There's acacia. Now let's get some space. I don't know exactly how much room acacia needs to grow. I usually just place it in open field, but that's just not happening here. So instead, I will carve out a little room. Now I could go upwards. That is a thing I could do. But that would take more effort than just going downwards. And so I will go downwards. And then I think this should be enough room if I actually put it there, and then acacia. And then for this next step, you're going to want to have sticky keys off. Wow, that is big. That is... okay. Oof. And then use the crock, because it seems to increase drop rates from leaves. So this will help. Oh yeah, and the leaves despawn really fast. So... that little silkworm is a surprise tool that will help us later. Okay, and then turn these into a whole bunch of planks. Axe, and then another hammer. Alright, so there's that. Next up, dark oak. And we're going to do the same thing. And then I think you can have something in your hand while doing this. Doesn't really matter. Just in case, I'll give it a bit more room. And also, something you can do is it doesn't have to be just one you do that to. So say, for instance, if I really wanted to get, say, oak, because I just think oak looks prettier, I could just go like that, fill in some oak, sand nearby, also because oak gives apples, so, and just do it like this. Oh, did I get a rare variant? Oh, I think I got one of the big ones. That's actually really lucky. Okay, let's see what exactly we're working with here. This is quite the big boy. All right. Just gather up some wood. Obviously, wood is very much needed for a lot of things. And then this is where I will show off what this little thingy does. It is not useless. It does indeed do things. And then this sapling is just not growing, so I think I'll just refine up some dirt. Save time. Instead of figuring out the exact requirements, I'll just do this. Because hey, it's not like I'm lacking in cobblestone. It's everywhere. So, no waste. I can just turn these into sticks at a better exchange rate than straight cobblestone anyways. Because I can turn the sapling into a stick. There we go. Alright, that quest is done. And the wood auto-completes because I have a bunch of oak. And then I will build a chest for the simple fact that now I have somewhere to put all of these. And yes, there is a quest to make a chest. And then Tinker's we'll get back to that later. For now, string. That's the tutorial for what I'm about to show. But first, loot box. Okay. Okay. The box. Okay. Okay. Oh, oh, okay. I have no idea what any of these things do. I have not played that long, so into the chest they go forever. Anyways, these have now been infested by the worm. So, I break them with this to increase the drop rate. Don't harvest the last bit of wood, because when leaves decay, they don't drop very much of anything. That's just vanilla behavior. They can drop, but it's just very rare of them to drop. Even for basic things like saplings or apples for oak. You might notice while they're like this, they don't drop their normal yield. Yes, that is intentional. That's a way to get string without worrying about spider spawns. I will have to worry about those later for bone meal. I think bone meal is something I will need, but not yet. Let's see, what is this? In it goes. Anyways, what can I use string for at the moment? Well, I don't quite have dyes for it. Actually, wait, hold on. What's this? Sleeping bag. Okay. Ow. Anyways, on to the next thing. The sieve. So yeah, place a slab, some wood, and some sticks. First things first, get a slab. Place that, planks, and then sticks. And then, wait for it to update. Okay. Then we need a mesh to use this sieve, and this is the main thing we're meant to use the string for. Because sleeping is nice, but I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that. Anyways, yeah. Sleeping bag is nice, but it's not very helpful when you're underground and won't see the light of day ever. So, you also may have noticed, it's all stone. And while I could strip mine for hours and hours, I doubt results would be achieved. Maybe I could get results. Maybe. Or what I could do is I could use this. Okay, I got a bit of coal. Okay, that's a ore piece. Nothing, a different ore piece. That might be iron. A bit of nothing. It is a string mesh, so it's not the best, but... Okay, I got some iron and copper. Okay, but I want some flint. Okay, I'll just need more. And yes, it does give me some iron, which is nice, but the time of the iron grind will come after I get the flint. Since I don't feel like chancing the 0 drop. It probably would have been easier to just skip the string mesh stage, but as you could tell, the ModQuest book wanted me to make the string mesh, so I'll show you how it was intended. I could have also just used a shovel. That probably would have worked better. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. I have no more use for the string mesh, so like all other things I have no use for. Into here you go. Then, like this. Oh, actually, I do need the string for the mesh. Like so. Yeah, it's really hard to see in the inventory. Okay. Next step is iron. Epic bacon. I'm good. And as seen previously, gravel in the mesh is able to give iron. Very small amounts. Nowhere near as good as, say, iron ore, just directly, but I need something to spend all this cobblestone on, because I'm going to get piles of the stuff just breathing down here. Is it that unreasonable to just assume I'm not going to find iron ore out there and use this instead? Like, what are the odds of that, right? What are the odds? So, stuff right in here. It does take a bit. I'm holding down right click. Is it faster if I spam? No. It actually seems slower if I spam than if I just hold it down. So I will hold it down. Same like this also has a chance of failing. One of those didn't seem to give anything. Yeah, there, that didn't give anything. But yeah, that also didn't give anything. Wow, that was a string of bad luck. What type of ore is that supposed to be? Okay. But this is not enough iron. That's 2 ingots worth. So I will just keep going until I obtain at least 4 ingots worth. Okay, there's 3 ingots. I would prefer 8 to use an entire piece of coal, but like, let's be reasonable here. I got enough coal, so even if some is wasted in here, I'll copper, yeah, or yeah, I'll copper. Or is lead really the safest thing? Probably not. Oh, my gear. Anyways, new mesh. It is better. Improvements are being made. Okay, and then add... Yeah, I don't think that's enough. Anyways, copper into there. And then while I still have some cobblestone, make another hammer. Eventually I will be able to switch to iron, but I don't have that yet because I prioritize the mesh. Hopefully that will improve the drop rates. Oh yeah, and then I also have to claim that. Next up, diamond mesh. More bacon. Is it trying to tell me something? Oh yeah, it does in fact drop cobblestone if you break the last block and then the hammer breaks, because it doesn't register that you were using a hammer to break it. It thinks you were using a pickaxe, I think is the idea. Okay, come on, get me something good. Come on. Okay, a little bit more iron. Okay, no good drops there. So the simple solution. Have those going on in the background. And then let's dig this direction. And just keep digging. I'm thinking I do want to have an area somewhat far away to enable mob spawning, because I do need bones somehow for bone meal, just to speed things up so I don't have to do the embarrassing rain dance. Which I think is from one of the mods. There's no way that's in vanilla. Alright, and then, yep, it does say in the top left, it is officially nighttime, but doesn't actually matter, doesn't really do anything. Maybe eventually I'll figure out a use for that, because it's not like plants grow more when you skip to daytime. From what I remember, they always just stay the same, unless a mod changed that, but I don't know why it would. So now more gravel. There are other drops. If I were to use, say, sand instead, that would drop different things, but I'm trying to use gravel for the so that I can get the ore drops instead, because I think it's things like seeds. I think. Right, yeah, gravel can give diamonds and iron as well as coal. So drop chance, 1% for a diamond, 50% for iron, 18% for coal. Okay. We'll track those drop rates, see if those pan out. Oh, okay. Lapis, not sure what I'll do with that. Okay, more iron. Iron and lapis. Okay, bit of iron. Okay, a bit more iron. Okay. I don't really care about tin or aluminum or lead. I have no use for those at the moment. Okay, more iron. I mean, I'll take the iron. It's going to be helpful. But lapis? There we go. There's the first diamond. First diamond. And an emerald. No use at the moment that I'm aware of, but hey. It's something. It is something. Okay, more iron. It's a decent stack of iron. Okay, I might be able to... None of these grew? Oh well. Let's see how many pieces. If I... There we go. Da-da-da-do. And then for these... Throw them in here. It's filling up a bit. Not to worry. I can throw all of the mining related things that I don't particularly care about at the moment into here. Flint included. then... Wait a second. Iron Sickle, really? I wonder what that does. And then, for the last piece, bucket. Not useful at the moment, but just a little sneak peek for next time. It is something that will become useful. Just not at the moment. Alright, and then before closing up for the time being, one last bit of gambling. Come on, give me something good. Okay, Emerald and Iron. Oh, that's a decent number of stuff. Okay, well, Emerald on my first go. That's pretty good. Pretty good.